You could say I'm on YouTube a lot, and this goofy video about touching grass in every Mario game kept showing up in my recommendations, so I finally decided to click on it, and it was actually really great. He was talking about how people keep telling him to touch grass, and the man just gave in. He gave in to the people. Like, he literally touched grass in like 17 Mario games. Well, guess what, jorts? I don't give in to these people, and you shouldn't either. So to help redeem you, I'm gonna play every Mario game and avoid the grass as long as possible. That's right, I'm standing up for the greater good, because that grass. I'm allergic to cut grass. Probably. My nose gets kind of sniffly. So, starting with Super Mario Bros., there's grass in 1-3. Now, obviously, we don't want to touch that crap because, remember I said I'm allergic to grass? Remember that? So, we just need to skip to 4-1 and we can avoid it entirely. Then in 4-2, there's another skip that takes us to 8-1. I'm sure you guys know this. And you might also see these trees, but guess what? Bushes aren't grass, and they're in the background, so don't even try testing me, mister. Doesn't count. Does not count. And just like that, we can make it all the way to the end of the game. Now, isn't that so cool? Anyway, Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels. You might think I would just hit this hidden block to climb a vine to skip to World 3. Well, I can't do that because there's grass, so god damn it. There's a warp you can take to World 2 as well, but that's kinda lame because you can actually warp to World 4, and it's about the most cryptic thing I've ever heard of. So basically, you gotta jump into this pipe, but you can't go too far on the screen, and then you have to make your way to the end. Then you'll hit these invisible blocks right over the death pit, and finally, you can enter World 4. And everything's fine until World 4-3, where we run into grass that we can't avoid. In Super Mario Bros. 2, we touch grass basically immediately. Super Mario Land is black and white, and I mean, let's just analyze the ground here. A straight line of black followed by a bunch of dots. The dots are clearly sand, and those are some palm trees right there, so yep, this is definitely grass. Super Mario Bros. 3, not much better. Right into 1-2 and we hit the green stuff. With Super Mario World, we at least have 2 first levels to test. Yoshi's Island 1 has grass. Yoshi's Island 2 has grass. Super Mario Land 2 is normally in black and white, but I've got this deluxe version that's in color, so that's pretty cool. But in the first level, I touch grass, so that's not very cool. But hey, Super Mario 64, it's a 3D game. We can jump around all the grass, right? Well, nope, because Bob-omb Battlefield is covered in grass, but thankfully, this is Super Mario 64, and I can break the shit out of it. By doing this LBLJ that I definitely did not splice from a speedrun, I definitely didn't do that, you can't find the link to the speedrun in the description, I can make my way to Bowser in the Dark Way to get the first key. Then I just need to do this side BLJ, which once again, I totally didn't splice at all to get to Bowser in the Fire Sea, and once again, there's no grass in this level, because Bowser burned it all, I bet. I mean, he breathes fire, probably burns grass, he's evil. After getting the second key, I can make my way to Bowser in the Sky, which once again doesn't have grass. And that's another game that can be beat without touching it. Wow. Super Mario Sunshine is another interesting one because there's not as much grass as you'd think. It's just a lot of sand, and there's a lot of shines you can collect too. The only issue is that to beat this game, you need to collect the 7th shine in every world. And in Bianco Hills, we're forced to touch the grass when going for the 3rd shine. Even if you hover above the cave, once you hit the loading zone, you also hit grass. New Super Mario Bros. 1-1 got grass. Damn. Super Mario Galaxy's got grass in the first stage, but I can avoid it, thankfully. As nice as those flowers look, I will not be tempted to stop and sniff them because I'm allergic to grass, like I said. But unfortunately, we touch grass once we have to catch the bunny. New Super Mario Bros. Wii, that's got grass on the first stage, and yeah, so does New Super Mario Bros. 2, New Super Mario Bros. U, New Super Luigi U, and New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. Super Mario Galaxy 2 has grass in the tutorial. Seriously, why do Mario games love grass so much? Super Mario 3D Land is no exception, but at least I can make a bit of progress. By jumping off this Goomba, I can avoid all the grass, and then jumping off this one lets me land on these blocks. From this block, I just have to wall jump my way to the top and land on the yellow edges, and from there, I can follow the outskirts of the stage, dip into the water, and actually get through 1-1. But I run into a problem with 1-4. Can you guess what it is? Yeah, I touch grass immediately. So I decided to use the warp entrance in 1-2 to get to World 2, but as soon as I entered 2-1, I ran into, you guessed it, more grass. Super Mario 3D World has multiple shades of grass. So, yay! Mario Odyssey was fine up until, the Cascade Kingdom. Got a little bit of grass just everywhere. And finally, there's Bowser's Fury. And I was actually feeling pretty darn good about this one. I made this pretty cool ground pound jump and wall jumped off this wall and avoided some grass that way. I managed to get the first cat shine. It was great. So maybe there's some hope God damn it. And just like that, that is every single mainline Mario game. But why should I stop there? Because there's so many more I could try, Like Super Mario All-Stars, the remake of the original 4 classic SMB titles. Maybe they changed the textures to not be grass in some levels, maybe. Except that they actually added grass in Super Mario Bros. 1. Well, that sucks. And they did the same thing with the Lost Levels, as well as Super Mario Bros. 2. But thank God, Super Mario Bros. 3 did not add grass to its first level. At least that has some dignity left. Until, 1, 2, just like last time. But hey, that's okay. It's alright. There's always Super Mario 64 on the DS. Now, I might not be able to do BLJs anymore, but there's ways around it if you were to task the game. I made an entire video years ago about using up warps to get into the first Bowser level, but I feel like if we're going to use glitches, it needs to be able to be done by a human being and not a bot. So in that case, we just get stuck in Bob-omb Battlefield yet again. What other games? Oh, Donkey Kong, that's technically the first Mario game, right? There's no grass in any of those levels, so we can beat that game until we die of boredom, I guess. Oh, wait, there's Mario Bros. On the arcade. There's just a bunch of pipes and no grass. Yeah! Oh, and there's Super Mario Bros. Deluxe. Yeah, that's a game we can also beat without touching grass, because it's literally just, Super Mario Bros. On the NES, but the screen is zoomed in 5 times too big. I'd love to try Super Mario Bros. 35, but, well, it's okay, there's always Mario Clash on the Virtual Boy. That one is kind of nice because it's all red and black and you're indoors the whole time, so we know that there's no glass. So, in conclusion, if you don't want to touch grass, you should live life to your fullest potential, whether it involves nature or not. Thanks for listening to my TED Talk. Oh, Waffle House, host something relatable and funny now? There you go, Waffle House.